Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I am Star. The message I heard is, I ain't charged, now time. The scripture comes from Jeremiah 6 and 6. This is what the Lord Almighty says. Cut down the trees and build siege ramps against Jerusalem. This city must be punished. It is filled with oppression. As a well pours out its water, so she pours out her wickedness. Violence and destruction resound in her. Her sickness and wounds are ever before me. Take warning, Jerusalem, or I will turn away from you, and make your land desolate so no one can live in it. This is a message to somebody. There is something that you do to earn money. And I just feel like God is saying that you are charging for things that you shouldn't charge for, or you are overcharging people. I don't know why, like, in my mind, I keep being reminded of how um, there are certain people that created businesses, and when they created them, they would give a certain price to people that had a substantial amount of money, and a certain price to someone who didn't have very much money, or they would just give it to them for free. And God is saying, while you don't want to overcharge someone just because they have a lot of money, at the same time, you don't want to be oppressing anyone that can't afford it but wants or needs what you supply. And when we do things like this, God will bless us for blessing others. And that's the message, okay? God is like saying that He is watching someone, and He is watching their ways. And it's it's hard to have a small business, and typically, the smaller businesses, we're the ones that get beat up the most. We're the ones where more people are expecting to get a discount or to get things cheaper or whatever. They pay full price with the bigger companies. However, God is not talking about those people. God is not talking about somebody that will, y'all, I remember my first set of mink lashes, I sold them for $20 each, and I received so many complaints from people. I'm not paying $20 for no lashes. I would not. No, 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 no. And then we'll go to a beauty supply store or a cosmetic store, or a makeup boutique type store, and pay $20 or more for lashes of the same quality. And God is not talking about them kind of people. God is talking about the kind of people that really want to buy from you, but they really just simply cannot afford to buy what they want to buy. If you're ever in a situation, shipping is different. When I first started my business, I did a lot of giveaways, and I was losing money like crazy. But at the same time, I figured it would be nice not only for some people to be able to try out my products, but it also was nice to, get my name out there and get the experience of shipping out products, get the experience of doing certain things, and then the experience of someone posting that they tried out my makeup line. Like, it really was a beautiful feeling. But in reality, what YouTube presents, and I am guilty. I used to be a beauty person on YouTube. I used to do makeup every day, okay, on Instagram and on YouTube as well. I still have an extensive makeup collection in my personal collection, not including my own makeup collection. However, it's not realistic to think that everyday women are going to be consistently buying makeup or consistently able to afford certain prices. So, like, when I was in Jamaica, that is when I realized that there were women there that wanted to have lashes, but they could not afford to pay $20 per lash. And to be honest, I believe the price is $15. I actually went down on my prices now, But I'm just saying this to say, like, I looked at it, and I saw that they needed the lashes. I needed at that time money because you cannot eat Louis Vuitton purses or shoes. And because of that, I was, not only was I willing to go down on my price because I really needed the money, but also because I saw that they could not afford to pay the regular price. And it's not to say that I was looking down on them or I was feeling like nothing. It was nothing like that. It was just literally, talking with natives and them telling me like, yo, you can't, it's not going to sell if you try to sell it for this price, because you have to understand that some people are just trying to make enough to eat. You have to understand that some people are just trying to make enough to live. And in a situation, a scenario where someone is really like they barely got enough money to cover their rent and their food and whatever other things they have to pay just to live and survive, but they want something that you have and it's not exactly a need, it would be Christ-like of you to lower the price for them, give them a discount, or give them a gift. And regardless if you are able to write it off on your taxes, as far as in this earthly realm, you are able to write it off on your taxes with God. And God says he sees when someone is being wicked. He sees when someone is doing wrong. Sometimes certain brands and certain companies, they make it hard for everybody to afford or be able to obtain their items, and they do this so that they can have this factor of, well, not everybody can have this bag, like, y'all know which ones, okay? I'm not gonna call nobody out, but it's the factor of everybody can't afford this kind of bag, everybody can't afford these shoes, everybody can't afford these clothes. But God is saying that he's looking at these companies that are doing this. He's looking at people, individuals that are doing this. And he does not like it. It is a form of oppression. It is making certain people feel as though they are not good enough, or they are not worthy, or they don't deserve to have certain things. And that's the message God is saying that is causing violence and destruction resound in her. Her sickness and wounds are ever before me. It's causing wounds in people. And as someone that grew up not having everything that I could possibly dream of, I'm not going to act like I didn't have nothing. I had some stuff, okay? But at the same time, I would have liked to have had a slew of name brand purses. I would have liked to have had the most popular cell phones. I would have loved to have the most popular shoes. I went through middle school in Skechers. I got bullied. I got teased. I got picked on. People made fun of me every single day because I could not afford to come to school in fresh J's every day. Long story short, it's a form of oppression. And a lot of times kids that grew up like how I did, or grew up having to deal with that, grow up and they throwing hands. They in the principal office every day, which at one point in time in my life I was like that, but in the principal office every day because you're frustrated and you're annoyed, and teachers don't catch everything. Sometimes kids really do be provoking other children into violence, and then once they get hit, now all of a sudden they the victim, but in reality they was picking on the other child. And not taking up for anybody being violent, but I am making the point that it is a form of oppression to bully someone because they can't afford to have the same things you can afford. In reality, these material possessions are only here for this realm while we are living this life, and then we go back to be with our Father, depending on our deeds and on our works on earth. And if we are one of these people walking around trying to brag, boast, and put things in other people's face, you cannot expect that God is going to be happy with you, because you have not been treating your neighbor the way you want them to treat you. Okay? Last point I'm going to speak on: take warning, Jerusalem, or I will turn away from you and make your land desolate so no one can live in it. God is saying for somebody, if you do not stop doing what you are doing, treating people the way you are treating them and behaving the way you are behaving, he is going to ensure that you don't make the kind of earnings that you are expecting to, that you want to, that you desire to. Okay, that's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.